Hey everyone, it's Will here from Singletrack magazine, and we're here at Eurobike 2018. And the bike I've got here with me is a brand new Lapierre. Now, for 2019, Lapierre has completely overhauled the Spicy and the Zesty models. The bikes aren't going to be launched till later this year, and they won't be available till the end of the year, but we're going to take you through some of the preliminary details because these bikes have got a lot of details going on, a lot of changes going on with this platform. The bike I've got here is the Spicy. Now, this remains as the long travel enduro bike. The Zesty will still be in the Lapierre range as the long travel or mountain bike. But here's the difference for 2019. They will actually use the same frame. With a different shock and a different fork, you'll get different travel numbers. So the Spicy will have 170mm travel with 27.5-inch wheels. It'll have 160mm travel, that's front and rear, with 29-inch wheels. And the Zesty steps down to 150mm for the 27.5 and 140mm for the 29. So 4 different bikes using the same frame, which is pretty clever. Speaking of the frame, the design has changed entirely. So we've got a brand new suspension design. The shock has changed from the top tube mounted version on the previous Zesty and Spicy. The OST Plus design has gone. It's gone in exchange of this 4-bar linkage with a more vertically mounted rear shock. Now, the clever thing with this rear shock is it doesn't actually mount to the main frame. It's bolted to the top here via a trunnion mount. We've got a bearing on either side of the shock there. So a trunnion mount for the rocker linkage, and the lower eyelet for the rear shock is actually mounted to an extension on the chainstay. So the shock kind of gets squashed in between the chainstay pivot and the rocker link pivot up the top there. Lapierre have done this to bring the shock down lower, to provide a lower center of gravity. We don't know too much about the kinematics on this frame design, so we'll have to wait to hear a little bit more about that. But apparently it's very fun and very playful, which we're excited to learn more about. Now, in order to get that different travel between the 4 different platforms, between the 2 Spicy and the 2 Zesty models, Lapierre are running the same eye-to-eye length shock here. So we've got a metric length shock. The eye-to-eye is exactly the same between all the models. What changes is the stroke of the shock, so the travel of the shock, and that's where you get the different suspension travel out of the back of the bike. More adaptability is provided by wheel size, so each frame will take either 29-inch or 27.5-inch wheels. With the 29-inch setup, you can fit up to 2.6-inch tyres. If you want to run plus tyres though, you can do that with the 27.5 setup. You can fit 2.8-inch tyres in the back of this bike. So loads of tyre clearance, loads of adaptability. Speaking of adaptability, Lapierre will be using offset headset cups, so you can change the head angle on the front, and they change that head angle depending on whether you've got the Spicy or the Zesty. So by changing the fork, by changing the headset, and by changing the rear shock, you can actually change travel and the geometry of the bike. So loads of adaptability in here with this new Spicy. There's loads of other features going on. The best thing you should do is go to singletrackworld.com to see the whole story about the brand new 2019 Lapierre Spicy and Zesty. There are going to be carbon models, there are going to be aluminium models. You'll be able to buy each bike with different wheel sizes from stock. Alternatively, you can buy one, and down the line you can change wheels, fork and shock, as I've said before, and you've got a really adaptable all-mountain bike we've got here. So yeah, that's a bit of a first look at the 2019 Lapierre Spicy and Zesty models. Jump on singletrackworld.com for more details. Thanks guys, tooroo.